A few weeks ago, I published a full-length YouTube channel consultation I did with a channel that was just going full-time on YouTube. And one of the things we talked about is a media deck. And Yum Yucky wrote and asked this question on that video. Can you talk more about the media deck? Never heard that term. Is this different from a media kit? Can you do a dedicated video about this? Yes, let's do it here because it is an essential part of how you're gonna make money doing brand deals and sponsorships going forward. That's coming up. Hey guys, my name is Tim Schmoyer and welcome to Video Creators. This channel is all about helping you guys grow your YouTube audience so you can spread a message that reaches people and changes their life. And in order to continue to grow your channel, you need to make money, right? You need to make it sustainable so you can continue to invest into the content that is reaching people and serving your audience well. One of the ways you can do that, of course, is through brand deals and sponsorships. I have been a full-time YouTube creator now for about 5 years and I have done many brand integrations, sponsorships, promotions, brand deals, and I have found that a media deck is a very important tool for when you're building a relationship with a brand who's maybe never heard of you before, isn't as familiar with your content yet. It's just like a quick get to know me quick type of thing is basically what a media deck is. And whether you call it a media deck or a media kit, it doesn't really matter that much. They both serve the same purpose. I want to give you guys a few tips on how to best create one of these that'll make it as effective as possible for you. As we walk through together some of the basic elements that this media deck needs to include, I'm going to give you guys a link to a sample one that I put together. The link is in the description below this video here on YouTube. You can go download it. It's one I put together for my family's channel over at Schmovies. So if you want to get a closer look at it, get that link. But let's walk through it here together. I'll walk you through the principles of what's happening there, including some of the things that I should have in there that are not in there. The first principle is that this media deck should not be long. Like, don't make it 100 slides long. You're not sharing your entire life story here. I recommend somewhere between 8 and 10 slides is ideal. I've already broken that in the sample I'm giving you guys down below. So you can stretch it if you need to. 8 to 10 is kind of ideal. I mean, these people you're sending this to, they're busy. They don't yet really care about you. They might not have heard of you yet. And so like, you don't want to take a ton of their time. You just want to give them something visual that they can just quickly glance through and be like, oh, this looks good. I want to learn more. The first slide in your media deck should just be a quick cover, something that looks enticing and kind of just pitches you, your channel, and what you're all about. And then I recommend that you get into your story. Like, who are you? What is your backstory? What brought you to YouTube? What is your mission on YouTube? Just a little bit of your story. So on Schmovies, for example, we are all about reaching people, changing lives. And so we've chosen to just take a few comments from people who watch our videos, sharing it with the brand that yes, like this mission that we say we have, we're actually accomplishing it. And this is what we're all about. It's not necessary that you include YouTube comments in your media deck. That's just something I've chosen to do because I feel like it reinforces what's most important to us. And that's why my media deck, like the first several slides are just about our mission. Now, a lot of you guys don't need to take that many slides to make that point. I just do it because that is such an essential part of who I am and what we're all about on YouTube that I just want to work with brands who are also on board with that same mission. And those types of slides will get them excited. And those are the types of people I want to work with. The next thing I recommend you include in this media deck is demographic information about your actual audience, the people you're actually reaching. Unfortunately, all of this information is very easily accessible in your YouTube analytics, so just dig in there and get that info and put it in your media deck. You also should have a slide that kind of summarizes your social media following. Now, I've chosen to take a few different slides to do this. You could probably just do it in 1, 2, I think 3 is probably too many like I've done here, but just give this brand like some idea, like are we talking millions of people here? Are we talking hundreds of people here? Just give them a good idea about the size of the audience that you're reaching. The next thing you should have in your media deck are some examples of brand deals and brand integrations that you've done in the past. Now, if you haven't done any in the past, then you can just go do some for free without the brand even knowing. Do like a product review, or maybe there's something that is a tool that you just feel like your audience would get a lot of value out of, and you're just going to talk about it for free, not because they're paying you. Maybe you're going to use an affiliate link or something like that. But at the end of the day, to give you some practice just talking about a brand in your content and then just seeing how your audience responds. In the sample media deck that I'm sharing with you guys, I have several different examples. Again, that might be too many. You don't need, if you just have like one really good solid one that you're just really proud of, just put that one. Again, it's not to give them all the information. It's just to whet their appetite, be like, I would love to work with these guys. That's the goal of the media deck. If you haven't burned through your 8 to 10 slides yet, I also recommend that you have some like a testimonial or two from other brands that you've worked with in the past. If it went well, it was a great experience for you and for them, just reach out, simply ask them to write like, a couple sentences or so just that they could use to share with other brands about the experience they had in working with you. And then that last slide is very important. This is where you're going to tell that brand how they should take their next steps with you. Like, what is it to call you? Is it to email you? Is it to schedule an appointment to talk with you? What is the next steps? That should be very clear. Maybe you noticed throughout my entire deck, I do not mention anything about pricing. I don't share with them how much it's going to cost. And the reason for that is I just want to get them on the phone. I want to get them into a correspondence. I just want to start interacting with them and get them excited and hear like what the potential could be and that, like the numbers stuff, like I try to hold that off until they're at the point like, yes, I want to do a deal. How much does this cost? Let's get moving with it. Part of the reason for that is because different brands have different budgets that they're working with. I have worked with some brands and I pitched them what I thought was a really high number and they just took it without even blinking an eye. And they were kind of surprised it was so cheap. And then I've worked with other people, I've told them the same price and they're like, that is crazy amount of money, Tim. We could never do that. How could you even ask for that much money? And I'm like, okay, well, that one's just not going to work out then. But through some conversation with them, you can maybe ask questions like, so what kind of budget are you guys working with? Because that would determine like how much I can do in this and how much I can invest, and they're really making this awesome for you guys, and just kind of getting an idea. And if they say like, well, we're thinking, we got a budget around $10,000 for this, and you were thinking in your mind you're going to do it for $1,000, you're like, oh yeah, okay, $10,000, yeah, I can do it for that, right? So don't pitch yourself too early. You might be either way too high or way too low. An excellent book that I highly recommend that was very helpful for me as I was learning how to pitch myself, not just, to brands, but everyone's pitching themselves to someone, whether it's for a job interview or on a date, you're pitching yourself to your boyfriend or girlfriend, like whatever it might be. A really good book is called Pitch Anything, and I highly recommend it. I'll put a link to that in the description below this video as well. Another common question that comes up at this point is, Tim, how do I know what a good rate is to charge for a brand integration or for a deal versus a shout out or something like that? I've done many other videos about that topic here in the past. I'll put some linked up in the description below, or an interactive card will pop up around here that'll take you to a dedicated video that will help you determine what your value and your channel's worth is so you know how much to charge. Now, one very, very, very important detail with all this that often goes overlooked is this principle that good design equals perceived credibility. I highly recommend that this thing just looks awesome. If you don't really have good page layout, font skills, design skills, graphic skills, this is an area where I definitely recommend it is worth investing some money into hiring a designer to make this thing look slick and awesome. Just like a good YouTube thumbnail, it does not matter how amazing the content in your media deck is if someone's not enticed to look at it in the first place because of the design and the way it catches their eye and keeps them flowing through the whole entire document. So please don't just use some basic PowerPoint bad template or something like that. I'll put a link in the description below that'll take you to a place where I usually buy my presentation templates from, and you can use that to really find some really slick looking, well designed, professional looking templates that you can use to just replace some text and make something that looks pretty decent. Now, one of the awesome parts about the video creators community is that there are tons of you guys who have already used your media decks to successfully land brand deals and sponsorships. And I want you guys to comment down below sharing your best tips and your best advice for how you use your media deck to make money on YouTube with brand deals and sponsorships. And the rest of you guys, if you want to learn more about this, read those comments that they are leaving down there. You will learn a ton from them. And if this is your first time here at Video Creators, I would love to have you subscribe, because here at this channel, we're just all about helping you guys grow your YouTube audience, get more views, get more subscribers, make money, all for the purpose of being able to serve your community well. So thank you guys for letting me be a small part of that. Subscribe, and I'll see you guys again next week. Bye.